Me catch them say, and I'm seeing a lot of comments on that. Say, Adia Bakwa Kusi Boateng why Reverend Kusi Boateng, case I would court. Any Ghana Revenue Authority statement a womo Ediaba Bonti a womo ababe confirm in Sembia Okudzeto ekafa papa ne hono. Anhwe ya ebeya asem ama papa yi. Now, a civil society organization, from Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability, from ASEPA. ASEPA for atro enkrata akwakoma police CID. Catch police CID for say, and now omo petition police CID for say, womo enye investigations. Criminal investigations, emfa eye Kusi Boateng ho. Enam Ghana Revenue Authority statement a womo de abano. Mama wati ase. Ghana Revenue Authority statement a womo ababetrey because it is coming officially as a response from GRA. No, you can use it in court, and any public official, be a security official, be a can also use that statement. No, and you know this is one of the ways. Say civil society. Now, quickly, I want to go into the letter and let's see the entire womo police for ancient criminal investigations. I say, emfa Reverend Kusi Boateng ho. Now, o share date of the letter and the 20th February and by or say criminal complaint against Victor Kusi Boateng pursuant to sections 251, 215 and 132 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29 of the Republic of Ghana. Now, I say one more equity Ghana Constitution be a based on a year confirmation of Ghana Revenue Authority di abano. Now, I say Kusi Boateng etia Ghana mra into CID for ensure any investigations in front of him. Now, I will say this Alliance for Social Equity and Public Accountability acting by law as a complainant wishes to officially file a criminal complaint against the person of Victor Kusi Boateng, aka Kwabena Edujemfi, respondent, secretary to Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral Project. Also, we have reasonable conviction that the respondent has violated various of provisions of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960, Act 29, specifically sections 251, 215, and 132 relative to the offences of A, deceiving a public officer, section 251, B, deceit of a court by personation, section 215, and C, defrauding by false pretense, section 132. You know, in some more say Kusi Boateng aye etia Ghana mra no in some miensa. You see, with deceiving public officer now, deceiving public officer no say say o register 14 if I cry will register and I will yet no a public officer. It's you kona wa mani pakune hu ne say udin ebia Kusi Boateng na ode ba na ode edin foforo na ode aye de da nti ode edin foforo sanso be register. You deceived the public officer, which is against Ghana mra. Obetumi adem for that. Obetumi adem. Nti no wo bo charges miensa say charges miensa yi na Ghana police for any investigations emfa ho. Or say deceit of a court by personation. Okay, and also yabeba ho asem. Or say 3. For the avoidance of doubt, section 251 of Act 29 read inti yen read the Ghana mra no section 251 no yen read it. Or say a person commits a misdemeanor who with intent to defeat, obstruct or prevent the course of justice or the due execution of the law or evade the requirements of the law or to defraud or injure a person or to obtain or assist in or facilitate the obtaining of any passport, instrument concession, appointment, permission, or any other privilege or advantage, and endeavors to deceive or to overreach a public officer acting in the execution of a public officer or duty. A. By personation or by a false instrument, document, seal, signature, or B, by a false statement, declaration or assurance, whether written or verbal, or by a written or a verbal statement, declaration of assurance which the person making the statement, declaration of assurance, did not have good reason to believe to be true. Now, what can say Ghana Mrano, Oko public offices be say omo enye nyama bi ma to say passport ne or tax ne sa nyama no. Na woko in the name of someone else so before fra wetia Ghana Mra e was mra eni udi. Enti no ne tintini ni tietie mu no sa Act 251 no de air canon no. Or say, we believe that the respondent perpetrated a criminal offense under Section 251 of Act 25 Act 29 obtained 2 different passports from the state, 2 different driver's licenses from the Drivers and Vehicle Licensing Authority, 2 different tax identification numbers, 2 different voters' ID cards by knowingly providing false and conflicting information to these public officers to obtain these documentations. So I say wabobo say Kusi Boateng ewo driver's license mienu or voters ID card mienu na no so Okudzeto a present wo court Kusi Boateng voters ID card mienu eye ba kwa wo ye in 2016 ena ba kwa wo ye in 2020 okay ba ku din Kusi Boateng also ba ku nso kwabna edu Jemfi. Enti voters ID mienu, driver's license mienu, tax mienu, nini na no eti Ghana Mra. Enti no CID for ensha asese womo ne Kusi Boateng AD. Okay. Enti no that's the first part, the act or section 251 they are talking about. Or say a person who with intent to defeat, obstruct or pervert the course of justice, or to defraud or injure a person, endeavors to deceive a court or a judicial officer by personification or a false instrument, document, seal, or signature commit a misdemeanor. Also, on the 2nd of February 2023, the respondent filed a suit into the Kusi Boateng ankasa ne court statement our file ya what say ono ano ye Kusi Boateng ya wono asanso ye kwabna edu Jemfi no. It will share evidence for edit to CID for anymore. Kusi Boateng na ninyama. It will say the respondent filed a suit at the Accra High Court Human Rights Division with suit number HR 0050/2023, claiming, among other things, a violation of his fundamental human right by one member of Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. In that suit, the respondent represented himself to the court of Ghana as Kwabena Edu Jemfi alias Victor Kusi Boateng, relying on 2 different identities he had previously acquired through fraud and deception of public officers working in various offices of state responsible for such identifications. Or say the respondent boldly, without restraint and disregard to our court, took his fraudulent identities to the court, alleging a violations of his right, when the respondent, by filing that suit with those fraudulently acquired identities, was clearly in violation Section 251 of our Criminal and Other Offences Act relatively to the offense of deceit of court by impersonation. Now, going to the second one, or say Section 132, a person defrauds by false pretense. If by means of false pretense or by personation, that person obtained the consent of another person to part with the transfer, the ownership of a thing. A false pretense is a representation of the existence of a state fact made by a person with the knowledge that the representation is false or without the belief that it is true, and made with an intent to defraud. It is going on. Now, this is what you expect from civil society organizations at Womope accountability. The fact that a lot of people have been silent on this issue. Meanwhile, deep down they know say Dabi, what is going on? No? Possibly no. Adebia ebetumi ahete Ghana. Your system. So idea we are AC, it can even hurt our electoral role. Because one person has 2 identities, 2 different IDs on the same register. It is a problem. Sadia way it can even defeat the whole biometric in the end that baby biometric koko DVLA okoye or tax okoye bibia ban bibia be ye take biometric data. Ti ba ne saying na nipa kro na taking the biometric data still wo to me create two different identities. Because Ghana Revenue Authority amayati as say you two distinct identities. But nini na no you take biometric data. So what's the it's a big issue. Very, very big issue, a national security issue, I'm telling you. Won't try wondering, me that's it.